of the chapter of reproduction, human reproduction. So we'll definitely go ahead with uh, what's going to happen next. But before I move ahead, is there any difficulty? Thank you, my dear. Is there any difficulty or yeah, I'm doing very good. Thank you so much. So any difficulty in the part we have done earlier? Of course, I'll go with a quick recap from where we had started. Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Now, what are you saying, Beta? That is, I'll just check your doubts first. In the cell unit of life, we studied that the blastomere and sperms have smaller to no nuclei. What is the reason for that? First, before they, like they're going to have the nucleus being well developed, they're going to undergo division immediately. So before the complete development and growth, before that only now it's going to be divided. Well, so before it establishes completely, that's the only reason, nothing else. Yeah. Yes. This Sunday we have no W-BAT. Okay, fine. Blastulation is the early blastocyst stage. No, but the process of blastocyst formation is going to be called as blastulation. So the entire process is going to be called as blastulation. My video is small. It's okay. It will come eventually. Is the zona pellucida around each cell in the morula? Yeah, zona pellucida is the outermost covering, in like a like a ball like covering, and inside that hollow cavity the blastocyst formation is going to take place. Okay, yeah, there is no that, there is no that this Sunday. Yes, even I came to know. Okay, okay, fine. So shall we move ahead? Okay, where are we? Yes. Yeah, we had completed this till this particular slide. I had told you what is cells of Rauber, if you do remember in the end. So yeah, I'll just quickly go ahead with the content that we had done to give a briefing about what is blastulation, because we are going to go ahead with something called as implantation and gastrulation. So before that, let me give a recap. So this was the fertilization event that we had seen, that is the coming together of the spermatozoa and the egg. But before that, there were many things that the spermatozoa had to undergo, something called as capacitation, then the spermalizines to be, get activated by the thinning of the head part of the spermatozoa, then how it enhanced their speed to reach the ampulla. And we saw that almost 50% of the 50% of the spermatozoa are going to be, out of the race before they actually enter the race. And only remaining 50% are the ones which are going to be, capable of making up to capacitation, out of which only few will be the ones who would reach the fallopian tubes, and only one among them is the one who is going to be capable enough of inserting inside the uh, cytoplasm of the egg, right? Yeah, so we saw that how the reactions are, how they are trying to move inside, and only one is going to enter. We also saw something called as the acrosome reaction, that is depolarization. That was the first thing. And second one that we saw was this one up here. The second thing that we saw was how the head enters the egg with only the nucleus being, entering into the cell cytoplasm to make up the pronuclei. And then we saw the pronuclei were fusing. So this is how even the egg got activated to complete its meiosis too. Only after the spermatozoa touches the egg. Okay, I mean touches the secondary oocyte. Then we saw two more polar bodies were formed. and the egg is going to fertilize the ovum, which is going to be a product of the meiosis II. Fertilizing is associated with the egg and anti-fertilizing with the sperm. Okay, let me clear this thing. If it comes, let me clear this thing. Look at this, my dears. Where did I show you all this particular thing? See, here they are saying the zona pellucida has fertilizing receptor proteins. Means the fertilizing is going to be that particular area which will combine with the spermatozoa का anti-fertilizing. तो ये fertilizing वाला layer है, we have to break open that. Okay, so the anti-fertilizing of the spermatozoa will cause the making of a hole to enter inside. So the fertilizing binds to specific acid protein anti-fertilizing of the sperm. So the anti-fertilizing is going to be with the spermatozoa, and the fertilizing is going to be something which is going to be bound with the membrane of the egg or the secondary oocyte, I would say. Yeah, got it? No confusion? Yes, so you are right. You are right, my dear. Fertilizing zona pellucida, anti-fertilizing sperm. Yes, correct. Correct. Yes, so this is how the entry of the sperm into the egg would be taking place. And then we saw that the pronuclei will combine to form a zygote. So we saw that how they are actually going to be, like dispersed into the cytoplasm, and then they just come together, and immediately the centriole which has entered from the spermatozoa will help in mitosis formation and the spindle formation, and two cells will be formed, which we call them as two-celled structure of the embryo. 2 will become 4, 4 will become 8, and so on. This process of division of the cells will continue, which we called it as blastulation. So the cleavage continues in a solid ball like morula, and the new cells which are going to be formed will be called as blastomeres. Then we saw the rearrangement, that the few cells went towards the periphery, which made the trophoblast, and some remained at one of the corners, which we call them as innermost cells. Correct? Then there was a cavity that was formed, which will be called as the blastocele cavity, and this entire rounded ball-like structure with the zona pellucida surrounding it will be called as the blastocyst. Correct? I also told you in the end that those cells of the trophoblast which are in contact with the inner mass of cells will be called as cells of Robert. Right? So here also you can see, here also you can see these cells now technically, here they go. These cells which are in contact with the inner mass of cells will be called as cells of Robert. Okay? Correct? Yes. So this is how actually the entire blastulation is taking place. Well, now what happens after blastulation? Now, it's going to be, actually speaking, it's going to be gastrulation. That means what will happen with this blastocyst further? ये blastocyst तो बन गया, लेकिन ये blastocyst का आगे जाके क्या होने वाला है? What is the fate of this blastocyst? Is something that's going to be called as gastrulation. So technically, after blastocyst formation, we directly go into gastrulation part. But there's something called as implantation, which is also taking place from the zygote formation stage up to the gastrulation state. So we have to, it's a connecting thing. It's a simultaneous thing. So in the last previous class, at the end, do you remember I had shown you all a video? Henna? Before I ended the lecture, I had shown you all a video wherein you could see actually how the, zygote is getting converted into a blastocyst and how the implantation is taking place. Correct? So that is something which I hope you all remember about it, right? So that's going to be called as implantation. Implantation happens simultaneously. Yeah, to some extent, yes. Blastulation, gastrulation, implantation. Actually, like blastulation will be followed by gastrulation, but everything is going to be in the process of the movement of this blastocyst from the ampullary region to reach the mid dorsal area or the mid ventral area of the uterus. Okay, it's almost similar. Let us see. Yeah, this we have completed. Now let us talk about the implantation. Well, the attachment of developing embryo to the appropriate body layer or surface to obtain nutrition is called as implantation. Okay, so unless and until this moving ball does not attach somewhere, from where will it derive the nourishment? So to get the nourishment, to get proper nutrition, this rolling ball has to attach somewhere. So this particular rolling ball will attach at a particular region. Let us see where. Embryo, after reaching in the uterus, that is the blastocyst stage, attaches itself with the wall of the uterus. Okay. In other animals like fish, reptiles, birds, protherian mammals, they are going prototherians means the ones who are going to have a yolk sac developed, well developed yolk sac. This nutritive connection is established with the yolk present in the egg. So you already know in chicken, you all are like aware of the chicken ka egg. So in that egg you see the yellow portion, right? You see the yellow portion and you see the liquid portion. So that yellow portion is going to be nothing but the yolk, correct? So what happens? This particular zygote and the blastocyst will get connected with the yolk, because yolk is going to provide nourishment to the developing embryo in case of reptiles, birds. Yeah, correct. Yes, Shwet, you're right, beta. Okay. But in case of human beings, we are not going to have a very well developed yolk sac. We don't have a very well developed yolk sac. Then how the nourishment is going to be provided? So for that reason, the blastocyst of humans will attach itself to the endometrium of the uterus. Okay, so we already know that the progesterone estrogen activity has caused the endometrium to become thick. That we already know. In an anticipation कि हाँ भाई कभी ना कभी तो fertilization होगा, कभी ना कभी तो मेरी जरूरत पड़ेगी implantation के लिए. So now is the time that now the thickened wall of the endometrium will act as a surface for attachment of this rolling ball. Okay. Now, in higher mammals, including man, the blastocyst, on its contact with the endometrium of the uterus, gets completely buried in the wall of the uterus. So imagine what is happening. It is not just getting attached, it's getting engulfed. By whom? By the uterine wall. The wall of the uterus, that is the endometrium. उसके अंदर ये पूरा अंदर जाके अपने आप को अंदर की तरफ ग्रो होने को स्टार्ट कर देगा. समझ रहे हो आप? Okay. So this is the way the implantation has to be. Implantation doesn't means only adhering. It doesn't means only sticking. Rather, it will be embedded inside. It will be plucked inside. It will be pulled inside the endometrium ka wall so that it gets completely buried. It gets completely covered with the endometrium ke layers. Okay. Okay. Initially, the oocyte, after its release from the ovary, comes into fallopian tube, where the process of fertilization is completed. Just after fertilization, embryonic development starts, blastocyst is formed, and cleavage and morulation होने के बाद ये blastocyst बन गया है, which we have already studied. Now what will happen? Yeah, this is the way the diagram explains about it. You can see over here. Yeah, this is the oocyte. 0 day, 1 day. यहाँ पर on 24 hours viability होती है. I've already told you. So here there is going to be what? Fertilization taking place in the ampullary region, 2-celled, 4-celled, 8-celled. See over here, inner mass of cell, bar se trophoblast cells and the blastocele, and here you can see the implantation. And look at the thickness of the endometrium. Okay, it's really thick. So it will now, you know, get completely buried inside. It will get completely buried inside the endometrium ka wall. Correct? Yes. Here you can see that burying wala thing. See, but look at the position of the burying. Where is it getting connected? It's not getting connected towards the trophoblastic cells. It is getting connected towards the cells of Rauber. And you know what are cells of Rauber? The cells which are in contact with the inner mass of cells. Correct? So though they are calling it as trophoblast, you know that these trophoblast cells which are in contact with the inner mass of cells is going to be cells of Rauber. And look at this. This is the epithelium of the endometrium. It's become so large. See? Correct? So this is the epithelium of the endometrium. Now look at it. In human beings, the blastocyst gets attached with the uterine endometrium in about 4 days after entering into the uterus. At the same time, the cells of the endometrium of implantation area separate out and adhere with the embryonic cells. So see, it's a two-way interaction. Some cells of the endometrium will act as, you know, attractants for this particular blastocyst to come and attach to it. So see, the cells of endometrium of implantation area, जहां पर ये proper attachment होना चाहिए उधर के cells, okay, they separate out and adhere with the embryonic cells with the help of certain enzymes. And these enzymes are secreted by the cells of trophoblast. So see, trophoblastic cells in the cells of Rauber are going to synthesize certain enzymes, right? And here the cells of the endometrium, they loosen. Loosen means they will not be lost. Loosen. Separate out का मतलब क्या है? वो बाहर निकल आएंगे. Just to, you know, welcome the blastocyst inside it. So they'll just, you know, separate out, move like this way together. Like you can see how they have become long and columnar. You can see them. And now it will accept that particular approaching blastocyst. Okay, right? So can you imagine like how it's going to happen from both the ends? Yeah. It's going to be in that. It's going to be in the mid dorsal. That is what they are saying. Yeah, I'll tell you. Now see, in humans, the site of implantation is generally in the mid dorsal or mid ventral part of the uterus. Mid dorsal, mid ventral. Understood? Dorsal means towards the backside near the fundus. Ventral means a little bit towards the, you know, just adhering the fundus region, just towards the end where they had shown just now in the diagram. Adhere means attach. Adhering का मतलब होता है attachment, attaching. Okay. Implantation of blastocyst generally takes about 7 to 8 days after fertilization in humans. And by 12th day, it is completely buried in the wall of the uterus. So within few days, like, you know, it will stick to the walls on say about 7th day after fertilization. And by 12th day, what has happened? These all are now going to surround this. So they will grow and they will be now embedding this. So it is going to be pushed inwards. समझा? तो ये जो ब्लास्टोसिस्ट है ना, ये बरी होता जाएगा और पूरी तरह से ये जो एपिथेलियम ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियम है ना, वो उसको ऑल फ्रॉम ऑल साइड्स है ना, उसको रैप करेगा. Understood how it has happened now? Is there any confusion with this particular thing which I am trying to tell you all? Anyone having any difficulty with this, my dears? Completely inside. So the blastocyst, which was in the uterine cavity, is now going to be embedded into the endometrium layer. So now we feel, arey, kahan chala gaya? We can't see the blastocyst. Yes, you can't see the blastocyst in the cavity, but you can definitely figure out the blastocyst inside the endometrium wall. Okay, clear? Yes. Now what happens next? See, that's all with your implantation. Any difficulty with implantation? Before I go ahead with gastrulation, implantation is very, very important, of course, but anyone who has not followed any part of implantation? Got it? Great. Well, then let's move ahead with gastrulation. My dears, your books and their language. If you understand, congratulations. If not, pay attention. Okay, once you understand, see, this is a purely conceptual content. If you don't understand the concept, you won't follow the bookish language, beta. And again, the students who are always fearing that, oh my god, how to do this, कितना ज़्यादा है, कितना एक्स्ट्रा है, ये सब कंटेंट हमारे बुक्स में तो दिया नहीं है, फिर भी इसको पढ़ना पड़ेगा क्या, फिर भी इसको करना पड़ेगा क्या? बेटा, ये डरने वाले लोगों के लिए ये स्पेशल इंस्ट्रक्शंस है मेरी तरफ से. In your NCERT textbook, they have given this in a very small and hardly a page content, but conceptually, I guarantee you, it's not going to be clear at all that what exactly you're reading. You will not understand only what you all are going to read. So whatever I'm explaining need not be that you have to learn all these things, but this is being told to you all just to make your concept so clear that when you read the content from your prescribed textbooks, you at least understand that what is going on. Okay, fine. These all my PPTs will make your conceptual clearance 110%. But that doesn't mean you have to read line to line, word to word and रट्टा मारो every चीज जो मैं आपको बता रही हूँ. हाँ, मैं कुछ चीजें आपको बताती हूँ कि this has been asked earlier. You need to remember this, that you need to remember. Okay. So apart from your, I always say this is not given in your NCERT, but you should remember this. So whenever I make a mention of this, you immediately have to note down what is to be remembered. But if I just don't say this, that means it's just for information to make the things clear, just for understanding. Yes, my dear. Okay. Now, I want all of you all to be present physically and mentally in this particular section especially. So I just don't want the, people sleeping on the bed and just listening for the sake of listening and actually to so gaye ho. हाँ? और कुछ बच्चे ऐसे हैं कि लॉग इन करके पूरी दुनिया घूम के आते हैं, चल रहा है यार 2 घंटा तो चलने वाला है, पहले 10 मिनट बैठेंगे, बाद में लास्ट के 2-4 मिनट 10 मिनट में लीव कर देंगे, क्या ही फर्क पड़ेगा. तो ऐसे वाले जो बच्चे हैं ना बेटा, ठीक है, आपकी मर्जी, मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है अगर आपको ऐसे करना है, बट यू विल बी badly hit with not understanding of the entire concept. So my dears, a request to all of you all, दिलो दिमाग से ये वाला पार्ट जो है वो प्लीज अच्छी तरह से अटेंड कर लेना, ठीक है. Formation of the germ layers, that's called as, this process of formation of the germ layers is called as gastrulation. So blastulation is the process of forming blastocyst, and gastrulation is the process of forming 3 germ layers, also called as germinal layers. Okay. As the blastocyst develops further, now where is this further development going to take place? In the buried area of the endometrium. Okay. As the blastocyst develops further, it gives rise not only to the tissues and the organs of the embryo, but also to a number of structures that support the embryo and help it to acquire nutrition. So not only the 3 layers are going to be there, I'll check your, tell me your doubt. Come on. Yes, tell me your doubt for cell cycle. Come on. Before I go ahead with gastrulation, let me clear it. Tell me, Beta. Tell me. What is your doubt? You let me know. I'll clear your doubt immediately. And then I'll move on to gastrulation part. In the book, it told that DNA divides during prophase, but chromosomes don't. No, 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 no. DNA will divide during interphase, S phase. S phase, not during the prophase. Okay, your book will never say during the prophase. It will say the DNA divides during the interphase, which is the S phase. Okay, and that time there is, like chromosomes won't divide because they are going to be attached with each other with the help of the same centromeres. So the replicated DNA or the duplicated DNA is going to be attached at the same point because of the presence of the same centromeres. Okay, but during the anaphase, the centromeres will be pulled apart and the double DNA will become half. ठीक है? हाँ. Fimbriae are fine threads or brush or projections which are going to be helping in attachment. Those are called as the fimbriae. So those are the fine finger-like things that you can see on the ovary, which is holding the ovaries like this way, right? So these finger-like projections are fimbriae. Okay, fine. You understood, Beta, why the replicated DNA or like the chromosomes won't double up, because they are going to be held by the same centromere. Okay. So I move on to gastrulation part. At a very early stage, I told you just now, fimbriae are finger-like projections which are holding the ovary in place. They are going to be beyond the infundibulum region, right? Hair-like, finger-like parts which are holding the two ovaries together. Yes, my dear, you're perfectly right with this. The DNA will double, but the number of chromosomes will remain the same. Correct. Perfect. Okay, you all are not sure with the fimbriae part. See this. These are going to be the fimbriae. These finger-like things which are holding the ovaries in place. This is the fimbriae. Okay. Okay. Can I move ahead now? Can I go to the gastrulation part now? Are there any difficulties with anyone else regarding anything? I'll go ahead. At a very early stage in development, the embryo proper acquires the form of a 3-layered disc. So embryo proper. Do you remember last class I had told you that inner mass of cells are going to be contributing in making the embryo. The trophoblast cells are not going to be involved at all in any part of the embryo formation. है ना? हाँ. Yes, you're right. Yeah, Bhumi, you're right. Yes, embryonal knob. Exactly. Exactly. That's going to be the embryonal knob. Perfect. Now see, this embryonal disc, also called as embryonic area, embryonic shield, or germ disc, okay, is going to be this particular stage. The 3 layers that constitute this embryonic disc are endoderm, mesoderm, ectoderm. Endoderm inside, ectoderm outside, mesoderm middle. So just like a sandwich, how you have got 2 breads and in between you have got some stuffing. Exactly like that way, you'll be having ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Okay, so there are 3 layers which together constitute the germinal layers. So there are 3 germ layers. A very common question and the most easy question, that how many germ layers are formed from the blastocyst? Okay, so that's going to be how many? 3. Endo, ecto, meso. These are the three germ layers. All the tissues of the body are derived from one or more of these layers. So whatever, yes, Vinny, yes. So whatever number of organs we are going to have, all of them have been developed either from ectoderm, endoderm, or mesoderm, or it could be a mixture of any of these also. ठीक है? So क्या होगा बेटा? ये जो ब्लास्टोसिस्ट है उसमें से 3 जर्माइनल लेयर्स बनेंगे और ये 3 जर्माइनल लेयर जो है ना वो ऑर्गन्स बनाएंगे और फिर आगे ऑर्गन सिस्टम्स बनेंगे और फिर वो पूरा फीटस डेवलप हो जाएगा. अरे नहीं नहीं, इधर germs does not mean harmful. Germ means germination, the one which will germinate, the one which will grow. Here the meaning of germ cells is the one which is going to germinate, the one which is going to grow. Okay, where they will be formed? They will be formed in the inner mass of cells. Okay, they are going to be differentiation of the inner mass of cells. Differentiation means from that inner mass of cells only there's going to be rearrangement, and these inner mass of cells will rearrange in such a way that they will make 3 germ layers. Okay, did you all understand this part, that what are the 3 germ layers and from where are they going to be derived? So the inner mass of cells which we saw will rearrange, and their rearrangement will give rise to 3 different germ layers. Is it okay, my dears? Now we have to understand that what is exactly the process of making these 3 germ layers. Well, so how is this ectoderm going to be formed? How is this mesoderm going to be formed? How is this endoderm going to be formed? Right? Everything is going to be done in detail. Okay? So अब तक यहाँ पर मैंने जो बताया gastrulation का वो समझ में आ गया बेटा आपके? All of you? हाँ. Okay. Now let us see that how these 3 are going to be formed, from whom? Ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm are going to originate from whom? Come on, tell me. They originate from. Tell me the name of that particular. Very good, Risha. Come on. Others, please answer this question. That these 3 germ layers will be from where? Very good, Bhumi. Correct, my dear. Come on. Good morning. Others, please wake up. Yes, Vaishnavi, correct. Diya, correct. Diya, correct. Come on, others. The 3 germ layers are going to be derived from which cells? Not the embryo is yet to be formed, beta. Embryo proper is yet to be formed. No, it's not general blastomeres. I told you specifically. Germ cells? No, yet the germ cells are yet to happen. That is what the question is. From where will the germ cells be formed? From which cells we make germ cells? Not the blastocyst. In the blastocyst, there were trophoblast and inner mass of cells. Come on, now tell me. Yes, Darshanita, right answer. So in the blastocyst, we had inner mass of cells and we had trophoblast. Out of these 2, which is going to be giving rise to the 3 germ cells, 3 germ layers? Come on, now tell me at least. Come on, answer my question. Not protoplast. No, my dear. No ectoderm. एक्टोडम कहाँ से बन रहा है वही मैं पूछ रही हूँ. कौन से सेल से एक्टोडम बनेगा? कौन से सेल से एंडोडम बनेगा? कौन से सेल से मेसोडर्म बनेगा? ये मैं पूछ रही हूँ आपको. Cells of Robber? No. Cells of Robber are going to be the trophoblast ka hi part, which do not at all involve in embryo formation. I'm asking you, mesoderm कहाँ से बनेगा? कौन से cells में से mesoderm बनेगा बेटा? My question is only that from which cells mesoderm will be formed? Germ cells से बनेगा? नहीं. Germ cells कौन से cells से बन रहे हैं? oocyte? No, oocyte तो कब का खत्म हो गया? oocyte got converted into all these things to make your blastocyst. meiosis से बनेगा? No, 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 not at all, not at all. Yes, Risha, you are right, beta. Initially also you've given the right answers. I just want all the others to clear this basic doubt. नहीं तो मैं आगे इतनी लंबी कहानी पढ़ाऊंगी और फिर तुम लोग ये पूछोगे अरे मैम लेकिन ये सब कैसे हुआ? So I'm just asking you all the same question that ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm, or these three together will be called as embryonic disc. ये embryonic disc या ये जो embryo proper है, ये कहाँ से, कौन से cells से बन रहा है? Is it the, I'll ask you now two options, at least give me now the right answer. No, my dear. What is an oocyte? What do you mean by the word oocyte? The primary oocyte which is going to be initial. अरे उसके बाद that primary oocyte became secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte got fertilized. It became an ovum. Ovum का fertilization के बाद it became zygote. Zygote got divided to form blastocyst. Blastocyst then made two types of cell. Trophoblastic cells on the outer side and inner mass of cells in the inner side. Now my question is, the three germinal layers which are ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, will they be formed from the inner mass of cells or will they be formed from the trophoblast cells? Now at least answer this, my dears. कहाँ से ये तीन layers बनते हैं? Inner mass of, हाँ, now Akanksha, you are right. Very good, Shachi. Yes. Come on, others. Tell me. The three germinal layers will be a product of inner mass of cells or will it be trophoblastic cells? हाँ, Medansh, correct. Very good. Now you all are right, Vedant. Yes, Krishna, you're right now. Come on, come on. I want all of you all to answer this question. Trophoblast or inner mass? This is very important question. That ये बन रहा है हमने देखा लेकिन कहाँ से बन रहा है? And I have already given the answer. The trophoblast cells embryo formation में help नहीं कर रहा है. इसका clear answer है बेटा. हाँ, इसका clear इसका clear answer है that these three germinal layers or these three germ layers are going to be a product of inner mass of cells. So in that blastocyst, do you recollect this particular diagram? ये देखो, ये जो है ये inner mass of cells है. These inner mass of cells will rearrange to form three germ layers. These three germ layers then will undergo certain changes to make the embryo. Okay. What is the difference between cells of rubber and inner mass of cells? Okay. These cells which you can see over here, look at this entire structure, you will understand. Look at it, beta. Can you see these cells which are flattened cells? ये cells आपको flattened cells दिखाई दे रहे हैं. Can you see? ऐसे flattened है ना? On the other hand, look at these cells. They are circular cells. Huh? So these flattened cells are also trophoblast cells and these circular cells are also trophoblast cells. But these circular cells are different from the flattened cells. Na? So these circular cells, why are they different? Because they are coming in contact with this inner mass of cells. And therefore, these trophoblastic cells only would be called as cells of Rauber. But again, they are not going to help anywhere in making the embryo. Only these blue colored cells which you can see internally, which are going to be called as the inner mass of cells, the three germ layers are only and only going to be formed of this particular blue cell. Now, okay, all of you, I hope you all have understood this basic point. If not, please feel free to ask me, my dears. I really don't mind because I want these things to be so strongly embedded in your mind now. Because क्या हो जाएगा ना, when you will enter into first year MBBS na, that time those professors over there, they assume that you know all these things and no one will teach you in detail. This entire content has been taken from the first year MBBS book. Okay, to make the things very simple. So if you understand this today, na, in your first year MBBS, you will remember me. That time you will remember me. अरे ये तो मुझे सब कुछ आ रहा है, ये तो मिस्टर मैम ने कभी कहाँ में पढ़ाया था. तो इतना मुझे मतलब परफेक्शन चाहिए इसमें. Well, you want me to repeat? Okay, what I said just now is, okay, see, this entire outer cells are going to be trophoblastic cells or the cells of trophoblasts, this outer ones. Okay, but some of these trophoblast cells which are coming in contact with this inner mass of cells, they are becoming globular, round, circular, bulging, whatever you can say. So these cells which are coming directly in contact with the inner mass of cells over here are going to be called as cells of Rauber. Okay, so technically cells of Rauber are trophoblastic cells only, but other trophoblastic cells are not coming anywhere in contact with the inner mass of cells except these cells which are the cells of Rauber. Let it be cells of Rauber, let it be trophoblastic cells, it's not going to help in making any embryo. So actual embryo proper is going to be developing from these blue color ke cells which is called as inner mass of cells. So these inner mass of cells will first reorganize themselves to make three layers: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. And then these three layers will give rise to our organs and the organ system and the organism. So the fetus development to take place cannot happen directly. ये inner mass of cells सीधा सीधा heart, kidney, eyes, स्किन नहीं बना सकता है. तो ये इनर मास ऑफ सेल को सबसे पहले 3 लेयर्स में फॉर्म होना पड़ता है और फिर ये इनर मास ऑफ सेल जब 3 लेयर्स बनाएंगे फिर वो 3 लेयर्स आगे जाके एक ऑर्गन बनाते जाएंगे. ओके, हाँ, ट्रोफोब्लास्ट रिमेन्स अ पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी और इट डिसअपियर्स. इट विल रिमेन, इट वोंट डिसअपियर. It will remain till the delivery of the baby. How I'll tell you. So now you understood this very properly. All of you are okay with this basic thing. Embryo proper develops from inner mass of cells. Inner mass of cells will first rearrange to form 3 germ layers. The 3 germ layers will then undergo certain changes to make the embryo proper. Yes, Risha, you're right. So after the implantation has taken place, the zona pellucida is lost. Can you see? Is there any zona pellucida over here now? So the zona pellucida is lost because only till the attachment and implantation, the zona pellucida is important. After that, once it has attached at the right position, zona pellucida is lost. Very nice point, Risha. Very good, Bita. Okay. So can I tell you all now that how these blue cells are going to get rearranged to form the 3 germ layers? Huh? Okay, good. Yes, maybe. Okay. Still anyone has any confusion? Please do let me know. Yeah. It's going to be remaining on the surface of the endometrium. It is going to remain over there. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now let's see what is how the formation of the germ layers is going to take place, which is going to be your gastrulation. Yeah, we have seen that the blastocyst is spherical cyst lined by flattened trophoblastic cells, which I showed you just now, and the inner mass of cells attached eccentrically to the trophoblast. Eccentrically means not at the center, but to any of one of the sides. तो इनर मास ऑफ सेल किसी एक साइड में चिपक जाते हैं कि नहीं, बन जाते हैं कि नहीं, एक साइड पुश अप होते हैं कि नहीं, इसलिए उसको कहते हैं eccentrically, means not at the center. Were they at the center? No, na. In the first diagram they were on the lower side. In the second diagram they were on the upper side. In the third diagram I am showing it on the left side. So it's never going to be at the center. So we call it as eccentrically. Further changes are as follows. Please listen to this. Some cells of the inner mass of cells differentiate. That means They become different from others. What do you mean by differentiation? To become different from others. Okay. So these blue cells which we saw just now, some of them will start becoming different from other group of cells. How do they become different? So they get flattened, that they come to lie its free surface. These are called as hypoblast cells and constitutes the endoderm, which is thus the first germ layer to be formed. So, just see my dears, in this diagram, it will be very clear to you all. This was your morula, right? This was the morula. This was the inner mass of cells. These are the trophoblast cells. These are the cells of Rauber, correct? Now what has happened, some cells of the inner mass of cells have come down. Can you see how they have come down? And they have become columnar to be called as endoderm. And not only like this way, but they have lined this entire sac like this way. Can you see? उन्होंने एक पोटली बनाई है, उन्होंने एक sac बनाई है, उन्होंने एक bag बनाई है. तो इनमें से कुछ सेल्स है ना, ये ऐसे नीचे आ जाएंगे, ये देखो ऐसे, और एक पोटली बनाएंगे. Did you all understand? You got it how it happened? Yes. So some cells na, they came down. तो ये जो ऐसे है ना, ये जो ऐसे है ना, they came down, they started hanging. So they were initially like this way. The last row of the inner mass of cell. I hope you can see my wire. मेरे हाथ में एक वायर है, होप आप लोग को दिखाई दे रही है ना? तो ये जो वायर है ये क्या है? इसके ऊपर भी सारे इनर मास ऑफ सेल्स ही है. अब क्या हो गया? The last row of the inner mass of cells na, they became like this way. Understood? Understood how it has happened? Can you all now understand this? All of you? It was like this way. The last layer of the inner mass of cell was in contact with the second last layer. Now the last layer formed this U-shaped structure. So the second last group of cells became the last one. तो ये जो लेयर है ना बेटा, ये लेयर ऐसे नीचे आ गई, ये देखो, ये ऐसे नीचे आ गई, है ना? और ये जो सेकेंड लास्ट लेयर है ना, ये वाली आ गई. डोंट लुक एट दिस पॉइंट जस्ट नाउ. हाँ, ये ब्लू के तरफ फिलहाल ध्यान मत देना. आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट दीज. व्हाट कलर शुड आई से? येलो कलर, है ना? येलोइश दिख रहे हैं मुझे तो. आप पता नहीं आपको कौन सा कलर लग रहा है. तो सी दिस वन विच इज कमिंग डाउन to form a sac-like structure is going to be called as endoderm. So which is the first layer to be formed from the inner mass of cell? Who is the first one? Endoderm. Very nice. Yes, my dear. So out of the 3 germ layers, the first germ layer to be formed is the endoderm. A very frequent question in your all examination, even your 12th standard boards. Inside layer, which is going to be called as the endoderm. Did you all understand what has happened? पक्का समझ में आ गया क्या हुआ? एंडोडर्म कैसे बना, समझ में आ गया? तो ये जो एंडोडर्म है ना बेटा, ये ऐसे लास्ट इनर मास ऑफ लेयर नीचे आके ऐसे हैंग हो गए हैं और एक पोटली के जैसे बनाया है ना? और ये पूरा जो लाइनिंग है येलो कलर का, ये इन वाला, इनर वाला, ये देखो जहां से अभी मेरा ये रेड कलर का मार्कर जा रहा है ना, ये देखो, ये पूरा का पूरा ये जो सेल का लाइन है, it is going to be called as endoderm. So which is the first layer to be formed? Endoderm. How is it formed? By the last inner mass of cell layer, which will differentiate, means will start becoming different. It will become long cells and they will literally come and hang. Yes, that yellow cavity is going to be filled by something. I'll tell you what is it going to be filled by. Okay, so now can you see that there was in this particular cell, there was only one cavity. Can you see? There was only one cavity. Now look at it. This is one large cavity and this is one small cavity. So now there are 2 cavities which have been formed. Agreed? Agreed? इसको पहले एक ही कैविटी थी ये, लेकिन जब ये सेल्स नीचे आ गए हैं यहाँ पर येलो वाले, तो अब ये येलो वाली एक कैविटी बन गई है और ये नीचे वाली पिंक वाली दूसरी कैविटी बन गई है, तो दो कैविटीज बन चुके हैं। कोई डिफिकल्टी है ये समझने में? Anyone who has not followed this, my dears, please do let me know. हम जब छोटे थे ना, when I was small ना, तो I used to stay at Bandra that time. I came to Borivali later on, but I used to stay at Bandra. तो हमारे बांद्रा के एरिया में ना वो नंदी बैल आते थे। नंदी बैल आपने ये देखे कि नहीं पता नहीं। There were bulls who were, you know, सज धज को उनको मस्त एकदम बनाया जाता था। उनको क्या क्या कलरफुल उनके ऊपर चादर वदर डाल के, उनके हॉर्न्स को कुछ ऐसा डेकोरेट करके, हाँ बेली पोड़ा कहते हैं उसको, ये बेल पोड़ा बेली पोड़ा कहते हैं। अब इन मराठी इट्स कॉल्ड एज नंदी बेल। वो आते थे और उनके साथ जो उनके उनके साथ एक बंदा आता था, उनका केयर टेकर आता था। वो है ना एक अलग टाइप से है ना एक ढोलक बजाता था, उसकी एक टिपिकल आवाज होती थी। यू हैव सीन? हाँ, इफ यू हैव सीन दैट्स गुड। और वो है ना जब वो बजाता था ना ढोलक, तो वो है ना पूछता था कि ये लड़का पास हो जाएगा, तो वो नंदी बैल ऐसे मुंडी हिलाता था, कुछ भी हो जाए वो मुंडी हिलाता था। ये अच्छे मार्क्स से पास हो जाएगा, वो हमेशा मुंडी हिलाता था। उसने कभी ऐसे किया ही नहीं। वो जो बुल था ना उसने कभी ना बोला ही नहीं, उसने सिर्फ यस बोला। आई डोंट वांट यू ऑल टू बी लाइक दैट वे। कुछ समझा, नहीं समझा, यस मिस, वी हैव अंडरस्टूड। आई डोंट वांट एनीवन ऑफ यू टू बी लाइक दैट। तो नहीं समझता है तो प्लीज मुझे पूछो। हाँ, इतनी बड़ी स्टोरी कहने का एक ही मेरा मकसद है, दैट आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू ऑल टू ask me if you all are not following. Don't behave like that. You understand? You don't understand? I know. I know, because I was talking in a very serious mode actually, na. Yeah, this is the reason of the story. Even if you don't understand, don't just do yes, yes, yes like that. उस बंदे को उतना ही सिखाया गया है, उस बुल को उतना ही सिखाया गया था, तू सिर्फ हाँ बोलता जा बेटा। ऐसा मुझे नहीं चाहिए। तुम्हें नहीं समझता है तो पूछो। ओके। It's related to our chapter ना, because I started on a very serious note ना, इसीलिए that is what I want. Only then you will listen to what I'm saying, otherwise you won't. I know. Yeah, do the germ layers protect us from? No, 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 no. The germ layers are nothing but the germ layers are nothing but beta, they are the initial stage of fetal development. Okay, so the fetus is going to develop from these germ cells. Fine. Anyway, so I hope you all have understood and you are not like the bulls who are just saying yes, 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 we have understood. I hope you all have seriously understood this, right? Okay, so you all understood how the endodermis formed, and you also know that how the first layer of this is going to be formed. So this is a very frequent question, and this is going to come in your examination. Take it in writing from me, not in your DAT, not in your VAT, not in your prelims. It's going to come in your NEET 2023. It's going to be coming in your NEET 2023. पक्का। नहीं आएगा तो मुझे पूछ लेना। मैं अभी से बता रही हूँ कि ये वाला क्वेश्चन आएगा, which is the first germinal layer to be formed in humans. This looks nothing. अरे नहीं नहीं नहीं. What is the point of them forming? I'll tell you. I'll tell you all the things. Don't worry. Okay. But this is going to be coming up to 2023 में ये क्वेश्चन आपके नीट एग्जाम में आने वाला है। अभी से नोट करके रख, मैं गारंटी के साथ कह रही हूँ। I'll tell you later on. In 2022, I'll tell you that why I had said this, not this year, next year. Okay, so some cells of the inner mass of cells differentiate into flattened cells. They come to line to its free surface. So come to line the free surface means ये वाला free surface है बेटा, ये देखो ये free surface है, they come to line the free surface. तो अभी ये जो free surface है उसको extra lining मिल गई. Okay, next, the remaining cells of the inner cell mass become columnar. So एक cell flat हो गए, one group of cells became flat, which is going to be called as the endoderm. Other group of cells will become columnar, means they will become tall, like columns. Okay, these are called as epiblast. Okay, तो जो एंडोडर्मिस बना है ना बेटा, वो फ्लैट सेल्स थे. अब ये जो टॉल सेल्स बनेंगे ना, उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? विल कॉल देम एज एपीब्लास्ट. ओके, and form the second germ layer, that is the ectoderm. Okay, so if you see in this particular slide now, these blue color ka cells is going to be the epiblast, and from here only now this blue color ka lining is going to be covering entirely this portion, which is going to be called as the ectoderm. So now you understood what is ectoderm and epiblast. हाँ, अब देखो माय डियर्स, ये एपीब्लास्ट दिख रहा है तुम्हें? ये वाला है, ये एक्टोडर्म है. और ये ब्लू कलर के कॉलमनार सेल्स आपको दिख रहे हैं, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द एपीब्लास्ट. सिमिलरली ये एपी है, तो इसके नीचे ये जो येलो कलर की लाइन है उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? नीचे को हम क्या कहते हैं? हाइपो. करेक्ट. तो ब्लू का ये जो लाइन है दैट इज एपी, और येलो का ये जो लाइन है दैट इज हाइपो. सो एपीब्लास्ट प्लस हाइपोब्लास्ट. कैन यू सी अ ब्रैकेट ओवर हियर? दिस ब्लैक कलर का एक उन्होंने ब्रैकेट डाला है ना? ectoderm is hanging. Yes. This hanging part is going to be your ectoderm. Perfect. Okay. So this epiblast plus this hypoblast will be called as embryonic disc. क्या कहते हैं हम इसको? Embryonic disc. Okay. Now see, ये नीचे के तरफ है, ये एंडोडर्म का लेयर है. ये ऊपर की तरफ है, ये एक्टोडर्म का लेयर है. तो एक्टोडर्म, एंडोडर्म, बीच में क्या बने हैं? एम्ब्रियोनिक डिस्क, पार्शियली अ पार्ट ऑफ एक्टोडर्म, पार्शियली अ पार्ट ऑफ एंडोडर्म. ओके, गॉट इट? What's your doubt? So the yellow ones are the endoderm and the blue ones at the periphery is the ectoderm. My dear, perfectly right. Okay, now you can see this entire circle actually, ये पूरा का पूरा. So ये नीचे वाला जो पार्ट है, इधर से इधर, ये यू शेप स्ट्रक्चर जो है, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द एंडोडर्म. और ये जो ऊपर का रूफ है उसका, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द एक्टोडर्म. और एक्टोडर्म का ये लेयर और एंडोडर्म का ये लेयर मिलाकर उसको हम कहते हैं एम्ब्रियोनल डिस्क. इज इट फाइन? अंडरस्टूड दिस? दिस एम्ब्रियोनल डिस्क इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट माय डियर्स, है ना? ये एम्ब्रियोनल डिस्क बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है हमें आगे का कंटेंट समझने के लिए. सो आई होप यू ऑल हैव अंडरस्टूड ऑल दिस थिंग्स टिल हियर. एनीवन हैविंग एनी डिफिकल्टी? Anyone having any difficulty? I'll repeat one more time. Okay, see, this is the morula, right? The morula ke these cells will now be pushed inwards, which will be called as inner mass of cells, and some will be at the periphery, which will be called as the trophoblast cells. The inner mass of cells will start to differentiate. That means they'll become flattened and they will form a structure like this, which will be called as the endoderm. The other group of cells will become columnar, which will be called as the epiblast, and surrounding the trophoblastic area would be the ectoderm formation. So in this ectoderm, endoderm, epiblast, and because it is epi means above, uske niche will be hypo means niche. Epi and hypo together will make up the embryonic disc. Okay, what does the embryonic disc do? I'll tell you what is it going to be helpful in. I'll tell you आगे जाके वही बताऊंगी, लेकिन इधर तक समझा? एक्टोडर्म क्या है, एपीब्लास्ट सेल्स क्या है, हाइपोडर्म क्या है, और एंडोडर्मिस क्या है। ये चारों चीजें समझ में आ गई है सबके? नहीं तो अगेन मुझे वो मेरे सीरियस मोड पे जाके वापस वो बुल वाली कहानी सुनानी पड़ेगी, वो नहीं चाहिए मुझे वापस वापस। So I know that you know, like if you have not understood, you would definitely ask me your doubts. Come on, quickly. Go through this. Go through this slide one more time. Try to read this and try to understand. If you have not understood anything, please do let me know. Understood? Good. If you have understood, I'm really good. Embryonal disc means a combination of the epiblast and the hypoblast. There, epiblast is nothing but it's going to be a part of your ectoderm, and hypoblast is going to be the part of your endoderm. Okay. Well, okay, fine. See, my dears, like actually it seems that you might feel that we are going a bit slow. I'm repeating it again and again, but you know what? I don't mind taking whatever lecture is required, but whatever I'm delivering to you all, I want it to be 100%. I want each and every student of mine to understand what is being talked about. So please, मतलब कोई बिल्कुल शर्म नहीं रखना, कुछ भी डिफिकल्टी है तो प्लीज पूछ लेना बेटा। फ्री सरफेस का मतलब दिस इज द फ्री सरफेस, this area is the free surface na, so it's going to come to line the free surface. Okay, yeah, can I go ahead? आगे जाऊं? हीरो को अभी भी पढ़ रहे हो तुम लोग? हाँ, that cavity is going to be filled with uterine milk. That blastocyst cavity was going to be with the uterine milk, of course. Is the free surface useful in any way? Yes, it is very useful. It is very useful, my dear. I'll tell you what is it going to be useful in. I'll tell you. ठीक है? Okay, चल, fine. So I move ahead with epiblast formation now. See, now you can see a space appears between ectoderm and the trophoblast cells. Oh my god, now see what has happened. Huh, doesn't the uterine milk obstruct the, no, it's going to be very little in amount. It's very little in amount. It's going to move towards the periphery. It won't be affecting. Okay, yeah. Now see, my dears, these cells now, these cells which were over here, the ectoderm, right? They were over here. Now what has happened? उधर से वो फट गया, उधर से वो फट गया और एक कैविटी उधर भी क्रिएट हुई है। कहाँ? ट्रोफोब्लास्ट सेल्स, ये वाले, एंड ये देखो एपीब्लास्ट सेल्स। ये एपीब्लास्ट है ना, हैंगिंग थे, करेक्ट करेक्ट। ये देखो, और ये जो है व्हाट आर दीज? दिस इज द एक्टोडर्म, दीज येलो वंस आर द एक्टोडर्म, करेक्ट? हाँ, एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द एपीब्लास्ट। ओके, तो इधर के भी सेल्स है ना, इधर एक कैविटी क्रिएट हो जाती है। दिस कैविटी विल बी कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? amniotic cavity. Heard about it somewhere? Amniotic cavity. Amniotic cavity में ही कुछ ना कुछ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाला है जो आगे आएगा। This amniotic cavity is going to be filled with a fluid called as amniotic fluid, or it's called as liquor animal or liquor folliculi. Okay, liquor का मतलब यहाँ पर actual liquor नहीं होता है, but it is going to be called as liquid है वो, it's liquid, इसलिए उसको liquor बोला गया है। Okay, the roof of this cavity is formed of amniogenic cells, that is the cells of Rauber. You know ना, these cells which were the cells of Rauber, ये देखो, ये ऊपर से, अब उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? What do we call these cells now? We call these cells as amniogenic cells, derived from the trophoblast. You know, the raw cells of Rauber are nothing but they are the trophoblastic cells. Okay, while its floor is formed with ectoderm. So ये जो epiblast है ना, epiblast nothing but I told you it's going to be a part of ectoderm. So the floor will be of the ectoderm and the ऊपर के cells will be of the cells of rubber. So ऐसे अभी दो cavities आ गई है, नहीं लग रहा है तुम्हें? Can't you see that there are two cavities which have been formed now? One which was already formed at the base because of the inner mass of cells, and one now because of the separation of this ectoderm and the cells of rubber. Right? So now there are two cavities, 1 and 2. Okay? Now see, flattened cells arising from the endoderm spread and line the inside of the blastocyst cavity. In this way, a cavity lined on all sides by the endodermal origin is formed, which we have done already. So these ना, ये जो है ना ये देखो बेटा, ये जो है ना ये वाली की बात कर रहे हैं वो लोग कि ये जो है ये पूरा इनर लाइनिंग इधर से भी करेगा. अब समझा इधर क्यों था ये गैप? Now you all understood because these two things are happening simultaneously. So the formation of this particular amniotic cavity and the formation of this cavity, which is called as yolk sac. Chalo, I'll tell you what is it. It's called as yolk sac, is happening simultaneously. समझ में आ गई बात? Clear? So where is the yolk sac being formed? It's the endodermis, which is going to line the free side of the blastocyst to form a cavity called as yolk sac, while the ectodermal cells separate. The ectodermal cells separate from the trophoblastic cells to form a cavity, which is going to be called as the amniotic cavity. So here you can see the word amniotic cavity over here. Correct? This is the embryonal disc made up of epiblast and hypoblast. This particular one is going to be the endoderm. This is going to be the yolk sac. Now understood? And now look at the last diagram over here. जो इधर बीच में आपको कुछ रेड सेल्स भी दिखाई दे रहे हैं, तो अब वो क्या है वो भी मैं बताती हूँ बेटा. तो ये ब्लू सेल्स जो है वो एक्टोडर्म है, ये येलो सेल्स जो है वो एंडोडर्म है, ये देखिए. और ये जो बीच में रेड सेल्स दिखाई दे रहे हैं ना ये वाले, ये क्या है? मेसोडर्म. सो हु इज द फर्स्ट वन टू फॉर्म? एंडोडर्म. हु इज द सेकंड वन टू फॉर्म? एक्टोडर्म. Who is the third one to form? Mesoderm. So these inner mass of cells only have reorganized themselves to form endoderm, ectoderm, and mesoderm with two cavities initially. Again, I'm using the word initially because आगे जाके और एक cavity बनने वाली है. But two cavities initially. One, which is the amniotic cavity, which is formed by the separation of the ectodermal cells from the cells of rubber. And second, the yolk sac, which is going to be formed by the hypodermal and the endodermal cells. Is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? Any difficulty? Any difficulty, my dears? Anyone who has not followed any part? Got it? Yeah, yolk sac is formed, but it is going to, in human beings ना, it is going to be very, very, then आगे जाके मैं बताऊंगी क्या आने वाला. Amniotic, once again, amniotic cavity is formed by the separation of the ectodermal cells from the cells of rubber, that is the trophoblastic cell. Okay, and that particular cavity will be called as amniotic cavity. So this cavity, as you can see, is the amniotic cavity. So embryo with 3 primary germ cells, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. By the 16th day, what happens to the cavity between the endoderm cells and the trophoblast cells? Endoderm and trophoblast. This one, na? I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you everything. Okay, na? I'll tell you, my dears. There's a small cavity between endoderm and trophoblast cells. Yes, there is a cavity. This one, na? Sorry, just show you. This one, pink one. Yes, I'll tell you, my dears. हाँ, till now 3 cavities. Yeah, but initially, yeah, initially again I'm saying, आगे जाके इसमें भी कुछ होने वाला है. क्या होने वाला है वो बताती हूँ. इधर तक समझा? अब है ना बेटा, ये पिंक कलर का टिश्यू दिखाई दे रहा है आपको, ये पिंक वाला, पिंक बोलो या जो भी कलर बोलो यार, जो भी कलर, मैं तो उसको पिंक ही बोल रही हूँ. तो आपको ये नहीं लग रहा है कि यहाँ पर वो कैविटी थी, एंडोडर्म के बाहर एक कैविटी थी, जो आप लोग मुझे पूछ रहे हो ये पिंक कलर के कैविटी का आगे क्या होगा. तो अब वो कैविटी रही कहाँ? कैन यू सी अ कैविटी ओवर देयर? यू कैन सी सेल फॉर्मेशन ओवर देयर, राइट और रॉन्ग? यू कैन सी द सेल्स बीइंग फॉर्म ना. ये देखो, ये मल्टी सेलुलर टिश्यू इधर आ गया है. व्हाट इज दैट? लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दैट. The cells of the trophoblast give origin to a mass of cells called as extraembryonic mesoderm. It's also called as primary mesoderm. Now my dears, यहाँ पर है ना मैक्सिमम लोग है ना कंफ्यूजन पे कंफ्यूजन हो जाते हैं और ब्लंडर्स करके आ जाते हैं. तो प्लीज 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 let me explain first, then I'll tell you what is exocoelomy. Please don't make this blunder. There are two types of mesoderm. One mesoderm, which is going to be sandwiched between ectoderm and endoderm, and other mesoderm, which is going to be formed as a result of trophoblastic cells encroaching that cavity formed at the base of the endodermis. Encroachment समझते हो? What is encroachment? जबरदस्ती घुस जाना. जबरदस्ती घुस जाने को हम कहते हैं encroachment. तो अब क्या होता है ना, अब क्या होता है ना बेटा, ये देखो, ये जो ट्रोफोब्लास्ट के सेल्स है ना, इधर ये कैविटी को लाइन कर रहे हैं, ये है ना, ये ग्रो होके है ना, ये कैविटी में घुस जाते हैं. ये वाली कैविटी किससे भर जाती है? ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक सेल्स से. हाँ, द पिंक कैविटी, यस माय डियर. तो ये जो पिंक कैविटी आपको यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रही है, यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रही है, दिस पिंक कैविटी विल बी एनक्रोच्ड बाय द ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक सेल्स. वेयर आर द ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक सेल्स? दीज आउटर लेयर्स. ये देखो, ये आउटर लेयर जो है ना, दे विल enter into that cavity to come in contact with the endoderm. Did you understand? Did you understand? So see, this cavity does not remain as a cavity anymore. Rather, it will be, full of trophoblastic tissue connecting the endoderm. That red thing is going to be the true mesoderm. I'll tell you. Wait. Let me go in a very stepwise manner. Fine. So what has happened? See, this particular cavity which is going to be below the endoderm, ये देखो, ये अपना endoderm है ना, उसके नीचे वाला ये cavity है ना, ये cavity पूरी भर जाती है. किससे भर जाती है? ट्रोफोब्लास्ट सेल्स से भर जाती है, जो इस डायग्राम में आपको क्लियरली दिखाई दे रही है. ये देखो, तो ये जो सारे बड़े बड़े लंबे लंबे सेल्स दिखाई दे रहे हैं ना आपको, जो मैंने अभी आपको बताए थे, कैविटी कहाँ है? इट्स फिल्ड विथ cells. So these cells are nothing but these are the trophoblast cells only, which have encroached the cavity, which has filled up the cavity, and they have come to, touch this particular yellow color ka endodermis. Can you see? Yes. So the trophoblast cells fill up the cavity to form something called as mesoderm. Sandwiched है ना बेटा, बाहर ट्रोफोब्लास्ट, अंदर एंडोडर्म, उनके बीच में ये सेल्स सैंडविच हो गए, इसलिए ये सैंडविच सेल्स को उन्होंने मेसोडर्म बोला है. बट दिस इज, व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ दिस मेसोडर्म? सी, extra embryonic mesoderm. Extra embryonic means it's not going to contribute in the embryo formation. Embryo के बाहर वाले लेयर है ये. So we have got two types of mesoderms not mentioned in any of your books. Okay, so what are the two types of mesoderms? One is the embryonal mesoderm, जो यहाँ पर red color में आपको दिखाई दे रहा है. Can you all see this particular thing over here? ये red color दिखाई दे रहा है बेटा. हाँ, what are these red color? The embryonal mesoderm. And what are these? What are these? Extra embryonal mesoderm. Extra embryonal. Extra means outside. Outside the embryonal mesoderm. So it is not the mesoderm which is going to be contributing in making the embryo. कुछ दिमाग के अंदर जा रहा है कि ऊपर जा रहा है भाई? Please tell me, please tell me, please tell me. No, extra embryonal mesoderm is not going to help in the embryo formation directly, not at all. Is it fine? So this pink color ka structure, can you see? What is it? It is extra embryonic mesoderm. Therefore, it is also called as exo embryonal, extra embryonal. Look at this word, extra embryonic membrane. ये देखो, ये जो है ये पूरा extra embryonic mesoderm है. कुछ समझा? ये एम्ब्रियो फॉर्मेशन में हेल्प करता है क्या? नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. हाँ, एंड हियर यू कैन सी एक्सोसीलोमिक मेम्ब्रेन. एक्सो मींस बाहर की तरफ, ये अपना एंडोडर्म ही है. सीलोम मींस कैविटी, कैविटी के बाहर है, इसलिए उसको एक्सोसीलोमिक कहा गया है. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस? एज आई टोल्ड यू, हाइपोब्लास्ट एंड एपिब्लास्ट तो मैंने पहले ही आपको बताया था, राइट? नाउ दिस इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज द प्रिमिटिव योक सैक. तो जो येलो कलर का इधर आपने देखा है ना, ये देखो, ये जो येलो कलर का दिखाई दिया है ना, नथिंग बट योक सैक, primitive primary yolk sac. Okay, got it? Yes. So in this way, amniotic cavity formed by separation of epiblast from the cells of Rauber. एंडोडर्म तो हमने पहले ही देखा था कैसे बना. ये जो कैविटी थी, it got completely filled with the trophoblast cells, right? And this particular cells of the trophoblast which is getting sandwiched between the endoderm and the trophoblast will be called as extra embryonal mesoderm. Extra embryonal mesoderm is not going to contribute in the embryo formation. The true embryo formation के लिए जो mesoderm use होता है, that is going to be sandwiched over here, इधर बीच में. वो कैसे बनेगा वो मैं बताऊंगी, but इधर तक किसी को कोई difficulty है? Is there anyone who has not followed over here extra embryonal mesoderm tak? Above amniotic cavity, there is cells of Rauber. Yes, my dear. Correct. Perfect. Okay. Now see. Gradually, these join together to form large spaces. Sorry. I'm sorry. Cavities छोटे पहले बनाने हैं ना. Okay. The cells of the trophoblast give origin to a mass of cells called as extra embryonic mesoderm. These cells come to lie between the trophoblast and the flattened endodermal cells lining the yolk sac. Correct? Thus separating them from each other. So now the endoderm and the trophoblast, इनके बीच में ये extra embryonal mesoderm form हो चुका है. दोनों अभी separate हो गए. These cells also separate the walls of the amniotic cavity from the trophoblast. Can you look at this pink color का structure now? ये देखो. It is going to be separating the cells of the amniotic cavity from the trophoblast. So ये blue color का आपको दिखाई दे रहा है, this blue color का layer, that is the trophoblast layer. So it is separating the trophoblast layer also and the amniotic cavity also. इधर भी ये घुस गया देखो, extra embryonal pink color का दिखाई दिया? हाँ, yes. So the cells also separate the wall of the amniotic cavity. This is the wall of the amniotic cavity. ये जो green color का है ना, cells of Rauber देखो, ये जो green color के ऊपर है, these are the cells of Rauber. हाँ, so they are separating this amniotic cavity from the trophoblast because these extra embryonal mesoderm ने उसको पूरी तरह से cover कर लिया. Can you see this in this diagram very clearly, बेटा? So this color, bluish color के जो cells है, what is this? Trophoblastic cells. Okay, ये जो pink color का था वो extra embryonal mesoderm. Okay, अब देखते हैं आगे क्या होता है. This mesoderm is called as extra embryonic because it lies outside the embryonic disc. I told you what is embryonic disc. Hypoblast, epiblast make up the embryonic disc, and this is going to lie outside. Therefore, it's called as extra embryonic. It does not give rise to any tissue of the embryo itself. Very clearly mentioned now. So this pink color ka structure, which is extra embryonic mesoderm, is not going to help in making any part of the embryo. समझा कि नहीं समझा? समझा? पक्का? कोई डिफिकल्टी है? कोई डिफिकल्टी है? श्योर? टेक योर टाइम एंड टेल मी. टेक योर टाइम. एक्स्ट्रा एम्ब्रियोनल समझ लो हाँ बेटा, because it's very important for us to understand that. The white part, I'll tell you. It's exocoelomic cavity. I'll tell you what is that. I'll tell you that. Okay. All the three layers are covered by extra embryonal mesoderm. Yes, my dear. Perfectly right. Perfectly right. Okay. Let's see now what is this cavity. Check. Small cavities appear in the extra embryonic mesoderm. So initially, you know, if you look at this one, there is no cavity. See, it's a dense tissue which is formed. In this diagram, you can see it's a dense tissue that is formed. Okay, but now there are going to be small gaps that are going to be formed. See, what is separated due to amniotic cavity? This extra embryonal mesoderm is going to be separated from the trophoblast. So this is the amniotic cavity. This is the trophoblast cells. In this particular diagram, you can see the trophoblast cells and the amniogenic cells are in contact with each other. Na? You can see them together. But now look at this diagram. इनके बीच में भी ये घुस गया एक्स्ट्रा एम्ब्रियोनल और ये ट्रोफोब्लास्ट सेल को और ये एमनियोटिक कैविटी को सेपरेट करा दिया. राइट ना? गॉट इट ना? यस बेटा. और ऊपर से क्या हुआ देखो, व्हाट हैज हैपेंड देन. This particular tissue, which was a dense tissue, your extra embryonal mesoderm was a dense tissue, वो अभी और बढ़ रहा है और बढ़ रहा है और बढ़ रहा है, तो वो खींचा जा रहा है. तो जितना वो खींचा जा रहा है ना, उतने उसके बीच में है ना गैप्स आने लगे हैं. राइट? So see, the cells of the trophoblast give origin to the mass of here. So the small cavities appear in the extra embryonic mesoderm. Gradually, these gaps join to form a larger space, and ultimately one large space is formed. So you know, all these छोटे जो gaps है ना, वो सारे इकट्ठा आके और एक cavity बनाएगा. It will make one more huge cavity. I'll show you that cavity also later on. No, it's not here. I'll show you later on the next slides. I've got it. So what has happened now? All this will disappear. All this pink color will disappear, and there will be formation of one more cavity over here. So it will appear like this only. ये देखो, it will appear like this only. But अभी बीच में है ना, क्या आ गया? इनके बीच में अभी आ गया वो एक्स्ट्रा एम्ब्रियोनल मेसोडर्म का लेयर, इधर से भी और इधर से भी. Okay, so I'll just show you with the help of the 1 minute. I'll show you with the help of the pen. How does it appear? See, so where is it? हाँ, so see, अब यहाँ से है ना, in this way, इसके ऊपर एक रेड वाला जो पार्ट है ना, इसके which I'm drawing, ये भी एक आ गया एक्स्ट्रा एम्ब्रियोनल मेसोसोम और इधर से भी एक आ गया एक्स्ट्रा एम्ब्रियोनल मेसोसोम. So you understood how it has happened? Got it? So this red color का layer which I have drawn is what? Extra embryonal mesosome. Of course, it will go ahead also, no doubt, but up till here only it can go. ठीक है? Embryonal mesoderm is not yet formed. Yes, it is not yet formed. So that extra embryonic mesoderm would become hollow. Yes. So it has become hollow now. Can you see this? So one cavity will be the amniotic cavity, other cavity will be the yolk sac, and this will be extracoelomic cavity over here or exocoelomic cavity over here. So in this way, there are three cavities which are going to be formed. Got it? Got it? So 1, 2, and even this will form a cavity. Okay? Got it? So the mesoderm, yeah. So the cavity is called as the extra embryonic coelom or exocoelomic cavity. ठीक है. It will be seen that the extraembryonic coelom does not extend to the part of the extraembryonic mesoderm which attaches the wall of the amniotic cavity to the trophoblast. So है ना, यहाँ पर है ना, यहाँ पर ये कैविटी एक्सटेंड नहीं होती है बेटा, यहाँ पर ऐसे थोड़े बहुत सेल्स दिखाई देते हैं. एज यू कैन सी दीज पिंक कलर स्ट्रक्चर्स, so these cells are going to remain intact over here. So the cavity, this cavity won't extend up to this region. The development embryo along with the amniotic cavity and the yolk sac is suspended in the extra embryonic coelom and is attached to the wall of the blastocyst, that is the trophoblast, only by this unsplitted part of the extra embryonic mesoderm. So if you understand this, it will be very simple. अब यहाँ पर ये जो cavity है, this is your extra embryonal cavity in which this yolk sac, this amniotic cavity, and this entire structure is hanging. It's hanging in that particular cavity, but it is attached with only the trophoblastic cells which have multiplied. Can you see how the trophoblastic cells have become multi-layered in this region? So only the attachment will be with this particular trophoblastic cells to the endometrium. बाकी पूरा hang हो रहा है अभी उस cavity के अंदर. कौन कौन hang हो रहा है? Amniotic fluid, epiblast cells, hypoblast cells, endodermal cells, yolk sac, ये पूरा का पूरा इस कैविटी में हैंग हो रहा है. तो ये जो मटके के जैसा शेप है ना, आपको ये मटके के जैसा शेप दिखाई दे रहा है, वो पूरा मटका जो है ना, वो इस एक्स्ट्रा एम्ब्रियोनल मेसोजोमिक कैविटी में हैंग हो रहा है. और अटैचमेंट का पॉइंट एक ही है. व्हाट इज द पॉइंट ऑफ अटैचमेंट? द ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक सेल. अंडरस्टूड दिस? गॉट दिस clearly? This is the way actually the fetus formation is taking place. See, it's so much beautifully, like so much beautifully explained. Any problem with this? Any problem with this? I'll quickly give a complete recap up till here. Zygote was formed. It underwent divisions to form blastomeres. The morula, which was A to 16 cell, would then start differentiating. It will form outer layer, which is called as trophoblast. It will form inner mass of cells, which we saw, which were the blue colored structures. The inner mass of cells then, when enter the endometrium, start differentiating further. The last layer of the cells will hang down to form the endodermis, while the upper layer will be called as hypoplastic cells. Simultaneously, the upper layers of the inner mass of cells will move to make the ectoderm, having an amniotic cavity. Ectoderm forming an amniotic cavity in the center. So amniotic cavity will be formed at the apex. The yolk sac will be formed opposite to it. Then the trophoblast cells will start multiplying to occupy the gap between the endodermis and the trophoblast, which will make up extra embryonal mesosome. The extra embryonal mesosome will be surrounded completely to separate the trophoblast from the amniotic cavity as well. Then there are going to be, large gaps that are going to be formed inside the extra embryonal mesosome, which will give rise to a cavity called as the coelom. Cavity means coelom. Now, the amniotic sac or the amnion, along with the epiblast and the hypoblast, along with the endodermis, is going to hang inside this cavity. The only point of attachment to the endometrium is going to be via the trophoblastic cells present on the ectoderm ka end. Is it simple now to understand all these things up till here? Any difficulty? Any doubts? Any difficulty, my dears? Please, please, please tell me. बताओ 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 बताओ, फटाफट रीड कर लो और बताओ. Understood? This mesoderm forms, this means extra embryonic mesosome. The extra embryonic mesosome forms a structure called the connecting stalk. Please remember this word. What is a connecting stalk? Connecting stalk is nothing but the extra embryonal mesosome, which is going to form a structure called as connecting stalk. At this stage, the embryo proper is circular disc composed of two layers of the cell. The upper unsplitted part means it has not yet been separated from each other. It's still in contact. At this stage, the embryo proper is a circular disc composed of two layers of cells. The upper layer towards the amniotic cavity, which is the ectoderm, and the cells which are columnar, while the lower layer towards the yolk sac, which is the endoderm, made up of cubicle cells. Right? Correct? Now what happens? See. So these are going to be the columnar cells. Can you see these columnar cells? So the columnar cells are going to be the ectodermal cells. Can you see these cubicle cells, which are flattened cells? So these flattened cells are going to be the endodermal cells. तो ये दोनों मिलकर हमने उसको एम्ब्रियोनल डिस्क बोला था, याद है आपको? एम्ब्रियोनल डिस्क. हाँ. Now just look at this particular diagram. इसका कंटेंट आगे है, बट ये इधर दिया हुआ है. So you can see the columnar cells and you can see the hypodermal cells. But here can you see some of the hypodermal cells have become elongated. ये लंबे लंबे हो रहे हैं, दिखाई दे रहे हैं आपको? This is called as prochordal plate. This is called as prochordal plate. अब prochordal plate के opposite direction में उन्होंने नाम दिया है tail end. It's also called as caudal end. उसको क्या कहते हैं? Tail end या caudal end. Please इसको समझिए. अब हम embryo कैसे form हो रहा है ना, उसकी कहानी आगे देख लेके जा रहे हैं. Okay? तो ये देखो. These are the columnar cells of the epiblast. हाँ? These are the cubicle cells or the flattened cells of the hypoblast. Epiblast means your ectodermal, hypoblast means your endodermal, है ना? So some of the endodermal cells or the hypodermal cells will become columnar. अगर इधर इधर के अगर columnar होते थे ना बेटा, तो इसको हम लोग tail end कहते थे. तो जिस साइड के columnar होते हैं, उस साइड को हम prochordal कहते हैं, और उसके अपोजिट वाले को हम tail end कहते हैं. हाँ, both are always opposite to each other, right, my dear? Perfect. Okay, na? So from one end, it is going to be prochordal. Exactly opposite will be the tail end. It could be anyways, कोई problem नहीं है. ठीक है? Okay. Well, now see. At one circular area, or at the near of the margin of the disc, the cubicle cells of the endoderm becomes columnar. So you saw this. Endodermal cells जो है, they became columnar. Just now I showed you in that prochordal plate wala. Now please pay attention. Huh? This area is called as the prochordal plate. So what is the prochordal plate? The cubicle cells of the endoderm would be called as prochordal plate. Anyone having difficulty with understanding what is prochordal? Come on, tell me what is prochordal. कोई difficulty है? समझा what is prochordal? Very important. Okay, yeah. Now see, the appearance of the prochordal plate determines the central axis of the embryo. Are we bilateral? Are we bilateral? Yes or no? Can we be divided into equal halves through a particular plane when divided? Bilateral symmetry है हमारी. So ये exactly central axis जो अपनी होती है ना, ये prochordal plate decide करता है बेटा. ये prochordal plate का arrangement हो जाएगा, which will decide what is the central axis. Okay, that is enable us to divide it into right and the left half, and also enables us to distinguish head region and the tail region. So as I said, prochordal के opposite रहेगा caudal region. ठीक है? Well, soon after the formation of the prochordal plate, some of the ectodermal cells lying along the central axis near the tail end of the disc began to proliferate and form an elevation that bulges into the amniotic cavity. Now see my dears, this is called as the primitive streak, of course. See this one. So here is the prochordal plate. This is the tail end. So the columnar cells of the ectoderm, they become proliferative, means they will start dividing and they will then bulge. देखो, they are going to bulge inside the amniotic cavity. So ये देखो बेटा, ये वाला डायग्राम देखो एक बार, तुम्हें और इजीली समझेगा. ये वाला, ये देखो. तो ये जो सेल्स है ना, ये जो सेल्स है ना, they will start bulging into the amniotic cavity. Okay, got it? So ये वाले, हाँ, ये ऐसे यहाँ से अभी प्रोकॉर्डल प्लेट बना है. सो प्रोकॉर्डल प्लेट की तरफ से ये ऐसे एमनियोटिक कैविटी में बल्ज करेंगे, घुस जाएंगे. ओके, या सो हियर यू कैन सी वेरी क्लियरली. करेक्ट ना? राइट. सो वेयर इज द प्रोकॉर्डल प्लेट? उसके अपोजिट है टेल एंड. टेल एंड की तरफ से जो एक्टोडर्मल सेल्स है, दे विल बिकम, they'll increase in number and they will enter into the amniotic cavity. This elevation is called as primitive streak. So this is going to be what? This is the primitive streak. Okay. The primitive streak is first round or oval. You can see over here. Okay. And later forms Henson's node. Henson's node is something like, you know, एक bulged part के जैसा दिखाई देगा. It was found out by Henson. So it is called as Henson's node. The cells that proliferate in the region of the primitive streak pass sideways. ये देखो, तो ये तो अंदर घुस गया. अब अभी भी सेल्स डिवाइड हो रहे हैं. तो ये जो सेल्स बन रहे हैं ना अभी, they will enter like this way from both the sides. देखो, they are moving towards the outside. Can you see? Right? So the cells that proliferate in the region of the primitive streak pass sideways. You can see them pushing themselves between the ectoderm and endoderm. So because of their pushing, the ectoderm and the endoderm have now started separating, means the epiblast and the hypoblast have started to separate from each other. Correct? These cells from the intraembryonic mesoderm or the secondary mesoderm, which is the third germinal layer or the third germ layer. So now the mesoderm formation is taking place, my dears. So you understood how the mesoderm is going to be formed. It is the cells of the primitive streak which are moving between the ectoderm and endoderm and giving rise to those mesoderm. So in this particular diagram, I had told you ये red color के जो cells हैं, ये देखो बेटा, ये जो red color के cells है, this is the mesoderm. So from where have they derived? They have derived from the epiblast cells or the ectodermal cells. Okay. Yes. So now the embryonal mesoderm is going to be formed. Intraembryonal means the three germ layers which are going to make up the embryo, that was ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. वो जो mesoderm है वो अब भी form हुआ. Okay. The last 2 points you want me to repeat? Sure, my dear, I'll repeat. Don't worry. ये देखो. The cells that proliferate means increase in number. Okay. In the region of the primitive streak, पास sideways, नीचे से बाजू में जा रहे हैं, ऐसे push कर रहे हैं, pushing themselves between the ectoderm and endoderm. Okay, I'll show you a video about it. Don't worry, I've got a video I'm going to share with you all, which hello. Yeah, my dear, sorry, there is some connection error with my network. So I have joined through my, mobile just now, so it won't be possible for me to share the things. So it's just like last 5-7 minutes remaining to wind up. So no issues. What we can do is we can continue. I know you all can see me because I've joined from my mobile just now, but this presentation and all these things are not there in my mobile now. It's in my laptop. So I won't be able to, you know, go ahead with the sharing of the screen. It's okay, no issues. We can definitely go ahead with the content in the next class. And I'll show you the video also in the next class because my net connection has gone. Okay, so let's see something like, I'll repeat. I have not at least I wanted to complete this particular slide, but it's okay. From the procardial plate formation now, we'll definitely go ahead with that. Okay, fine. Yes, my dears. Chalo, so I'll wind up with the content because it's only like 5 minutes remaining for us to go ahead. Okay, chal. Bye, bye, bye. See you all, see you all, see you all.